Alhamdulillah wa kafa wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina al-Mustafa amma ba'd. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sent the prophets with specific missions, and He describes this mission as such in the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. ربنا وبعث فيهم رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياتك وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ. That, O Allah, send from amongst them my progeny, prophets, who would recite unto them your verses, your book, وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ, and teach them the meaning of the book, وَالْحِكْمَةَ, and its practical application, وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ, and purify them. So our conversation today is concerning Tazkiyyah. The word Tazkiyyah, Allah says, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى, that verily that person who has done Tazkiyyah, purified himself, he has become successful. So here, Tazkiyyah, it is one of the compulsory aspects, because this is one of the reasons Prophet ﷺ coming, and especially Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tazkiyyah, it means to purify ourselves. Allah said in Quran, وَذَرُوا ظَاهِرَ الْإِثْمِ وَبَاطِنَهُ, and stay away and purify yourselves from the external sins as well as the internal sins. So externally there are sins that we can commit, sins of the body and the tongue and the mind, sins such as disobedience to Allah, sins as drinking alcohol and all these different types of things. But internally, there are also sins. Sins like ghibat, backbiting, sins like malice, having hatred in one's heart, sins like takabbur and pride. There are many different internal sins that we commit on a daily basis without even knowing. And these are sins that we need to purify ourselves from. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has commanded us to purify these sins, purify ourselves from these sins. And how do we purify ourselves from these sins? In the same way that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent with to recite the Quran and then to teach the meaning of the Quran. One of the things that we understand from this verse, it is not enough for a person to just know Arabic and be able to understand the Quran, but he has to be taught the meaning of the Quran in accordance to what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was taught. If it was enough just to know Arabic to understand the Quran, then there would be no need for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to specify وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ. Allah would have just said, and just recite to them your book, your verses. Allah would not have now commanded the prophets to teach its meaning. So similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to seek knowledge and to purify ourselves. And we must go to those, the deputies of the prophets alayhimus salam, which are al-ulama warathatul anbiya. That the ulama, they are the deputies of the prophets. So we go to the ulama and we learn Islam and we learn about how to purify ourselves. And who are the ulama? Allah says, وَمَن يَخْشَ اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء, that the ulama are those who fear Allah the most. So we look for taqwa and we look for fearing of Allah in the alim, that they fear Allah and they refrain from sins and committing evil acts. And then we go to such people and we learn Islam and we learn how to purify ourselves. This is compulsory upon each and every Muslim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to practice upon this and fulfill our duties. Wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.